Let's call to order the July 19th, 2023 Town Council meeting. First item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to have a roll call of the members. Bill?
Present.
Chris? Here. Clint? Here. Brandy and Angie are absent. Before we get started, there's an item to add to the agenda, 5.3, and it's the follow-up to our audit that we had. So that is in addition to the agenda. Next item on the agenda is claims. Approval of claims 25,367 to 25,432. Do I hear a motion to approve those claims?
I'll make a motion that we approve the claims as submitted in our backup materials.
I will second that.
Okay, it's been, is there any discussion on those claims? All in favor of approving claims 25,367 to 25,432, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
If I were opposed, and I'm not, but if I were tonight, would I say aye, yay?
Whatever, we'll know if you say something.
Okay.
We'll be able to decipher it. You can do it in any language you want. Is approved 3-0. Next item on the agenda is where we allow public comments, a 3-minute time limit per person for items on the agenda only. Does anybody have any public comments on items on the agenda? Okay. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of July 5th, the town council minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the July 5th town council minutes?
Make a motion to approve the June 5th minutes, or July 5th minutes, I'm sorry.
I'll second that motion.
Been approved or seconded, and is there any questions about the minutes? Additions? All those in favor of approving the July 5th, 2023 minutes, vote by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 3-0. Now we have the adoption of the memorandum of the executive session on July 10th. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Seconded.
Is there any questions on them? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 3-0. Under old business, our first item on the agenda is Oktoberfest parade request. Jeff, Bill, or Carolee, and they're both here.
I like this pride to make me talk. So I'm Carolee, representing the Lions, the Newcastle Lions Club, and this year, well, the Fall Festival has gone on for 75 years or so we're changing it up this year and changing the date, so it's going to be a little different. It'll be Saturday, September 16th. We still want to have the down Bittner, west on Main, and then, back to the school on Jim. So, and then anybody who wants to come and be a part of it, we'd love to have you, so, we want it to be new and different this year, but still have that festival, that annual festival.
And what is the date that
Saturday.
the parade?
Saturday, September 16th. And it's, at 11 o'clock is when the parade would start. And then, lineup starts at about 9 at the school.
Do you need a little bit of closure before or after? How is
Yeah,
that usually
usually,
work?
We usually do, but now we got some of the barricades that helped this year. So
So-
because the problem we run into is the side alleys. Even though it's less than an hour, we run into the fact that cars still try to zigzag through town. So if we can get the side alleys at least shut off, because we don't need the main 52 detours out, just long enough to put one at Bittner and 52, one at 5 West and 52, and then the side alleys. And then we usually have a squad car, we have a fire truck kind of lead the way, and one follow up. And once we're through, everything opens right back up. So
Okay, well, I've never put barricades up for it before, but if you just want to like draw up a little,
I would say any
Map of where
any
you do.
alleys from Bittner to 5 West, we just need to put the little barricades up temporarily.
and nothing on 52.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, we usually have squad cars that will block both sides of 52. So like I said, once the fire trucks or we come through, we follow the parade out, and usually the kind of traffic follows us right along as well. So it's opened up 40 minutes tops maybe, roughly.
yeah, it does.
So,
It's just for safety purposes, I think we really need to block these alleys, because I think over the years, I keep seeing more and more people trying to cut through the side alleys to get back to 52. And now with 52 being so nice and flat, they're gonna try to get there, so maybe
So-
just those little, nice little wood barricades we just throw in the side alleys.
all right, so that the parade actually starts at 11 and takes about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can probably get those side alleys shut off maybe at least 20 minutes ahead of time. Even if we just put them out, maybe get some volunteers to be out there available to help Steve throw those up, that'd be great.
yep, we can do that. How many volunteers do you think
20.
We typically,
Soccer team.
we typically set them aside the night before and then just go out there and
Okay.
a couple guys.
Well, I know Jeff will
Set
do
'em
it.
up.
He gets volunteered to do a lot of things, so.
It's not a big thing.
They're real simple to put up, so just.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't have to do anything with NDOT for, just
Long
for
as
an
it's less than
hour?
an hour, we don't have to have, we just have to say that we will. that
Okay,
this is-
okay.
Do you need signs or flyers to alert
The
the
parking.
residents, like you did for summer fest?
That was all the parking though, because we closed it.
No longer than it is, I wouldn't worry about it.
In the past, we haven't done that because it's
So
only
quick.
an hour.
Yeah.
but,
It'll be over before they know what's going on.
Right. Hopefully it'll be a nice lengthy parade that will take an hour,
I'd like-
59 minutes.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the Lions Club request to close Main Street from a little bit before 11 a.m. on September 16th for the purposes of their Oktoberfest parade.
I'll second that. Any discussion on that?
Short pants,
Further discussion on that?
no brown
Only to
hat.
let Jeff know that I'll volunteer to help you put up barricades. We can put
Two
them,
volunteers.
we can get them put up.
All those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Again, 3-0. 3-0.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
We're going to the Lions Club meeting now. They got rescheduled, so thank you for letting us come.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the estimates for truck repair.
Yeah, dirty. Yeah, couple months ago, or maybe a month ago, I mentioned that our dump truck was down, because of the salt. It got into the oil pan and the transmission pan, and in order to replace that, they have to take the cab off the frame. It's pretty expensive. Capital City gave us a bid of $13,278.83, and I didn't have a second bid prepared that night, but, what is it called?
Dirty Dale.
Yeah, Dirty Dale's Diesel Performance and Auto. And I've actually had some people say he does a good job. His price was $9,048.04. There's a lot of lines and stuff that they're gonna replace, and I think they're gonna undercoat the truck to help prevent some of the erosion that happens. But truck takes a beat with all the salt, so.
Sounds like Dirty Dale's a winner.
Are you confident with Dirty Dale?
Yeah, I did. I called up
Yeah.
a friend of mine who had a diesel repaired there. He actually had it done somewhere else, and they fixed his truck, so he's from the Palestine area. He had a lot of good things to say about him.
Hey, Kyle takes all his stuff there.
Yeah, Kyle takes a lot of his farm stuff there as well, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the truck repairs by Dirty Dale's Diesel Performance in the amount of $9,048.04.
Second that.
That's a huge.
Is there any other discussion on this? How did you come up with all these line items? Did they do that, or?
They did it. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed it on both of them, so,
Both of 'em,
you know,
yeah.
on both estimates, so really,
Well, we took it to Ford
sure it
first,
needs to be
and
done.
Ford was pretty thorough about looking at everything that they had to do.
Yeah.
Of course, they program it by the hour, and they don't deviate from it, but this guy kind of, went by what he's done before, so.
anything else?
No.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for Dirty Dale's Diesel Performance and Auto for $9,048.04. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next item on the agenda is our audit follow-up. We were audited by the state for what years, 2019 through,
Through 22.
yeah.
We had the audit and everything went very, fairly smooth. There was one day that they asked me for so much stuff. Other than that, everything, went well. They found two things that they were concerned with. One was something that I knew about. We've been working on it. There is it's a temporary account that we have. It's not an account. It's a temporary fund that we have. It's the payroll fund for which we have the money for people that need to pay for part of their insurance, goes through there. So it goes in and it goes out of that account. That account should be zero at some point in the month, just because the money coming in and going out should even out. It just doesn't all happen at the same time. And that is not the case. There's an issue there where I saw that difference grow a little bit over time, and I couldn't quite figure it out, but I had already talked to OW Chrome, and Michelle's a new gal there, and Jared has been looking at that. So we've already fixed the current part of what happened. The issue was with a telephone reimbursement where Steve reimburses the town for a portion of his telephone bill once a month. So not on every payroll, but every other payroll, if you will. And that $24.03 has cost me some headaches. But we figured it out, and now it's a matter of making a final fix that covers the last two and a half years, so that it doesn't reoccur. But that is what the overdrawn cash balances, as it's stated in the audit findings, is all about. So it's something we knew about. Do you have questions on that before we go on to the next thing? So.
I don't, because I've
No,
already heard it.
And you were there,
Yeah.
and you've been with me through the whole process. The other thing is something from 2018. Apparently on September 1st, 2018, the town council had a council meeting. In there, it was approved for the wastewater department to loan money to the town to purchase the piece of property here in front, the little corner unit from the Mattingly family. That apparently in that discussion in the town council was decided that that was going to be a loan, so the town would pay wastewater back for that. But that never happened. So this is something obviously from well before I came along, so I wasn't aware of this. And the auditors didn't necessarily find that in 19 through 22, but in the minutes from just before that, so the previous auditor had made notes, and that is what this came from. So they dug into that some more, and the town needs to pay that sum of money back to wastewater, which not that big of a deal. It's $67,300. It's a chunk, but it is not a huge issue to make that happen. I just need to get with Jared to figure out of which, it needs to come out of the general fund, but how we do the paperwork and transfer that money is something I just, I'll need his counsel on that.
As soon as I saw that number, I knew exactly what it was.
You were there in the meeting.
That was before my time.
Yeah, no, but I knew exactly what it was.
I'm just thankful that it was actually paid for something useful.
Well, that's what I think they did too. They wanted to know if it was, a tangible sale or.
Yeah,
It's not in the same place as our missing computer.
no, in the big scheme of things,
Nothing,
these,
wait a minute, nothing we'd have to turn over to the state police.
no, this is just something that was overlooked, wasn't followed up on. Here we are. We need to fix it.
So you're gonna see where we could take,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
And there is money in the general fund to take. I just want to make sure that I do it the right way. It has to come from the right appropriation and go in to waste. I mean, it's not leaving anywhere. It's,
Because that was an audit comment and it obviously needs to be addressed, I'll make the motion that the town repay the wastewater operating fund the sum of $67,300, and in my motion is authorization to Yvonne to coordinate with Jared just to make sure that it comes out of whatever the appropriate fund is, so that that audit comment is 100% addressed.
okay, awesome.
That's my motion.
I'll second it. I'll second that. Any other discussion on that? We know what it was for. It's kind of one of those things that, we could get the money from the sewer department real quick without any problem, and then we forgot about it.
Well, and at that particular point in time, there was a lot of transition, the beginning of a little bit of turmoil, so, it's one of those things that just fell through the cracks, and now we can.
Yeah, I don't think there was any ill intent here involved, so.
No, and the auditors understood that, exactly.
Yeah,
They knew
well,
that this was
yeah.
not something that was meant to deceive. This is something that was simply, overlooked, didn't get done, but we'll fix it, and then it's not a problem. So, and personally, if you look, the page after where you have that statement is a letter that I sent to the state board, so that was my response to it. And, I think it adequately describes all of that as well. So, yeah, they're aware that there wasn't any ill intent, and that just needs to be fixed, and it'll get done. Probably in another month or so, we're up to our eyeballs as of today in the budget stuff, so this will go along in the next conversation I have to say. That's not about budget. So, and I'll let you know when we get to that.
All those in favor of approving Bill's motion to pay the $67,300 back, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? At your leisure, Yvonne.
I'll get it as soon as I can.
Before the next one.
No, it's fine.
Is there anything else that needs to be addressed under old business?
We're still
Okay,
working
and
on
we don't have
streetlights.
anything under new business. So the next item on the agenda is department reports. Bob?
We've got the squad car.
Yeah.
We picked it up July 13th. Us and about 400 other people are waiting for cars, so we finally actually got ours. We're scheduled within about the next 2 weeks to actually have it sent to Waymeyer's downtown Indianapolis. They have the lights, sirens, and radars and everything put in it, so hopefully within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks, we might have another operational one on the road and take one of the old ones out. Because we got a couple that are just nickel and diming us to death, so.
Could we paint it orange so that people could see it?
I was thinking neon green.
Yeah,
Something
like
like those
that.
fire trucks.
I like orange.
I'm not driving, so you can call it whatever. I have nothing. I think the street, or the state was out there on that flashing warning light.
Yeah, they were out
Were
there
they?
putting it in.
They've got that up.
Yeah, they
So-
put it in today or
Oh.
yesterday or
Don't know that
something.
it's operational
Yeah, they put it
yet,
in.
but they've been
I,
working on it.
driving back, I didn't see him out there.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, good, because I think August 1st, school starts back up, so.
Yeah, well,
Better late. than
call
never.
paid off, I guess, maybe.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, they had a couple of trucks out there just partially blocking that one lane.
Yeah.
Between M and E and B, yeah.
What else you got, Bob?
That's all for tonight, sir.
Okay, how about Jim?
Well, the state got their sign up, but we're still waiting on our street lights. So we have 3 of the town lights out and 1 on the roundabout, so we'll try, hopefully we can get it coordinated, and get those scheduled to get them up. It'll look a lot better. Well, I think I sent everybody an email there on 52, 550 on this project that they're gonna put the blister in, probably starting next month. That was actually scheduled out for a couple of years, but the contractor kind of bent them pretty hard and said, hey, you know, realistically, for them, to somebody to come back and do a 1,500-foot blister on the side of the road to get a contractor to do it, it's gonna cost them 4 times the money where they're here. So I think as soon as they're finished with the roundabout at State Road 9, they're bringing the dirt crew there, and they're gonna start that blister. And that was the safety part that we wanted in town. You know, I know this is all pretty and the bells and whistles, it looks good, it's all striped, but there was no safety to the project in our area, so I'm glad to have that there. That should be probably next month, August, yeah,
Depends on dude, now it's in their hands, we'll be getting one pole moved
yeah.
back off the road, out of the right of way anyway. So,
It's been hit before, so.
we'll see how the utilities go.
What else you got, Jim?
And that's it.
You got anything else, Steve?
Yeah, we got 3 kind of little concrete projects in town. The substation at Harding Farms, it's been kind of deteriorating. It's probably, whatever, 30-year-old concrete, and in Indiana, that's about the lifespan of it. The museum building has a section of walk that's out, and actually that needs replaced because there's a ramp that leads up to that. So we need to get that filled in. And I thought while they were doing that, I had a guy look at it, and I thought while he was there, that's such a small amount of concrete, to go ahead and give me a price on what he would charge to do that pad between the building and that little shed out there. I've heard from a couple people that there's been people in wheelchairs that have
Oh, yeah,
been in
where
that
the gravel
area
is now.
and had a little trouble navigating through that gravel. So it's always good if we can put some money toward ADA compliance as a town. And then the third one would be the 500 West or Jim Road lift station. That's always been gravel, and it's the only one from my understanding. So just get some kind of hard surface down there, whether it be 4 inches of concrete or 6 inches of asphalt. Now, I did get a quote from, DeLello and Sons is gonna be at Harding Farms in Crystal Heights, repairing, some streets and sidewalks that, AT&T, damaged when they were doing their borings and stuff. So their concrete contractor, I called him out there and had him give me a price. His price for repairing the concrete at the lift station was $3,350. That's material, labor, everything. And then over on Depot Street, to do that, the sidewalk was 4 feet by 10 feet, and then the pad was 21 feet by 12 feet. All 4 inches of concrete. His price on that was $43.80. So the total for both of them jobs would be $7,730. And he's the only one I've called. I just saw it, especially in Harding Farms, it's such a small amount of concrete while he's there doing the work.
Yeah,
Chances are he's gonna be the cheapest contractor to make those repairs in there. I mean, I get a couple other quotes, but in other words, he can just tack a couple yards onto a truck that he's already got coming out there and not pay all the light load charges.
well, I mean, the question for us is this big enough job for us to get 3 quotes on it? And I don't think it is myself, but,
Well, that plus just the economy.
and yeah, and the timing.
Because if you had a small delivery charge for that small of a quantity.
That's what I
it'd be
mean.
The same as if it was
Yeah.
a full truck, so
Yeah.
he's there, we might as well, it makes all the sense in the world. This is one of those rare occasions where, and plus the dollar amount, I don't believe we need 3 bids for this.
No, I don't either.
So,
I'm comfortable with proceeding.
so go ahead with the Harding Farms.
Yeah, I make a
$33.50.
motion, we approve $7,730 for these projects.
Great.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sounds good, Steve. What else you got?
The only other thing I had was that the community crossings project was awarded to Roberts Paving, and we got the contract signed on that, and they got a couple jobs to finish up. I think one in Whiteland and one maybe in Columbus, and then they're gonna be in town after that. They'll be in Crystal Heights subdivision. Basically, that whole subdivision will get an 1.5 inch mill and repave, and then all the 88 curb ramps updated. And that's it.
Thanks, Steve. Yvonne, do you have anything else besides the audit?
We started the budget process, just looking at things today, and, we'll be meeting with, both Steve and Jim tomorrow.
Is that 400
Want to
is that
see
4
what
inches
specific
thick?
Projects
So
they
about
have
4
got
inches.
next year, ideas
Harding
that they
Farm.
have going on, and then we'll have, the next meeting on Tuesday. So that's all, nothing else there.
Do it right.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is public comments, and we allow 5 minutes on any topic. Does anybody have any comments? Dale?
Dale Wagner, 446 South 600 West. I just had a question for the, thank, Bob might make this comment. The school starts August 1st. That 600 was supposed to close as of today, possibly, at 200. Are there any plans that you all are making to deal with all that traffic at 300? Because that's the only way it's gonna get to the school.
Yeah, now 300 is not on our area, that's still county jurisdiction. from my understanding, I think it's gonna be a temporary closure cut. So I think they're gonna cut it just long enough to get a sewer line through maybe, or storm drain, whatever it was.
Storm.
So I think it's gonna be a temporary. I think they should have that probably open back up and operational before then, but don't hold me to that. You might need to reach out to Gary Poole. He'll probably have better information than we do.
And when will 52 be finished paving going west? Any idea?
They're down to, I took a look at that today, they're down to almost, Post Road and, with the paving, and then they're coming back, all the eastbound lane is milled, and they're already turned around and coming back this direction with, mainline paving. So I would say a week or two on that, and then they'll come back and do all the, drive approaches after that. So, you know, if I had to ballpark it, I'd say a month at the most. Probably not that.
Okay, appreciate it.
Will they be done with all that before they finish that roundabout at 9, or do you know that, Steve, or?
You know, I looked at that today too. They got the center island, they were getting ready to pour the truck apron there. They got, looks like 3 legs of it. I just kinda looked at it from my truck. I don't know. if
They're
it
not
will be done
actually
before.
scheduled to be done till September, are they?
No, I think that might have been a 90-day contract on that,
Okay.
so, yeah.
I mean, for the Post Road to the whole project.
Well, the whole project was, I'd have to go back in my office and
I
look.
think it said
time
September,
frames, But, yeah.
Okay.
I think they're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
They're moving along pretty good.
Any other public comments? Next item on the agenda is council comments. I don't have anything tonight. Bill?
Well, I think Bob and Jim and Steve all kind of stole a little bit of my thunder, because I had a note down to thank NDOT for replacing the school zone flashing sign. And glad to see that it's back in place. Until school starts, we won't know if it's flashing or not, but at least it's where it's supposed to be, and we appreciate that. That's all I have.
Thanks, Bill. Chris?
I have nothing.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn the town council meeting?
So move.
Second. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adjourned.